Hello, my friends. This is Chris Garenti. I'm doing a tutorial for Love Will Keep Us Together, recorded by Captain and Tennille. Okay, to start with, I always like to number my measures throughout the song so we can refer to those measures easily in rehearsal. Also, I like to circle or highlight any dynamics throughout the piece so that your eyes can find it easily. I also write it on the top of each page from the previous page so that you know where you should be singing if we're rehearsing on a certain page. Let's go ahead and start. Realize that the piano will be playing happily and playfully at mezzo forte. But when we come in at 5, it's mezzo piano. It's a nice warm sound that's not going to be too overbearing at first. Please make sure you check the rhythms, namely the cutoffs. For instance, love, off. So don't hold on to those. Don't make a career out of any of those notes or attach them to the next one. Cut those off. We start mezzo piano, love, 2, 3, 4, love, will. So I like to put an arrow, meaning that note comes before the downbeat of beat 1. It's just a reminder to me. It happens throughout the song, so you'll see those little arrows on some of my notes. Check the rhythm. I wrote a reminder at the top of page 3. Together. It goes on right, the word continues on together. Be careful of that one, and we cut off on beat 2. We're at mezzo piano on this page. Here's a before the beat, think of me. Check the rhythm there. Make sure that you're cutting off on 2. So the phrases are long, but not too long. But then we have to make sure we get out of the way during the rests. Here's another one before the beat on the word some. And it happens on girl. There's a rest on 12 that I circled as a reminder for the sopranos and altos. Bottom of the page, we have a big crescendo down here. Instead of just looking at the word, Brian always says, draw that crescendo so your eyes go to it. We'll crescendo up to mezzo forte. I like to put accents. Don't mess around, you just gotta be. So the accents on those words are important for the triplets. And this is you, not you've. And then when we get to strong, just hold those out, tenors and bass. No breath on the page turn. Okay, we want to get all the way, that dotted line, NB, no breath, all the way to the word stop. Because that would be silly to take a breath and then just sing an 8th note. So get all the way through the phrase. Mezzo forte, top of the page. There's one before the beat. Again, carry it through to the word stop, cut it off. And we get down to measure 18 and 19. We can sneak a breath in there so that we can accent the triplets. Look in my heart and let love. Capital K on keep. Be careful on 21. The note you start on moves up and then back down again. And we cut off on beat 3. Continuing on, top of page 5. The piano is at mezzo forte from the previous page. But we're coming in soft. This is almost a whisper. It's to get somebody's attention. So we have the guys singing, or tenor and bass singing the melody. We've got mezzo piano. And then ladies, keep this nice and short when we do our do-do-do-do's in the background. We want to make sure that continues and we get out of the way of the other part. Keep it short. Measure 28, ain't comes before the beat. And I'm going to break one of my own rules here in measure 28. Normally we would say, gonna set you free now with a capital Y. This one I want it to be in the slang version because we're saying ain't already. Ain't gonna set you free now. Set you free now. Okay, so go ahead and do it. You have my permission. Ladies, this comes in before the beat, the word when, and we're still at mezzo piano, a little bit louder than we started. The ladies finish up at the bottom of the page, and the top of page 6. This is now a huge crescendo again from mezzo piano up to mezzo forte. Here are those triplets that need to have those accents. Hear with your heart and you won't hear a sound. So make sure you crescendo and put those accents in. No breath all the way to the word stop. Short. When we continue on, no breath to the word stop at 37. Keep it short. Let you sneak a breath in at the end of measure 38. And then accents again. Look in my heart and let love. Short. Measure 41 on together. Realize the note goes up again and comes back down. And get that R out of there. We're not going to sing the R the whole time. Put the R on beat 3 at the top of page 7. We're still at mezzo forte. When we come in at 45, it's a different section. Watch your rhythms through there. The word gone comes in before the beat, but gets cut off on beat 2. Bottom of the page at 49, others, that's even. And when I think back to the recording that I used to listen to, when this was not written even. Okay, our version is, so be careful of that. Just mark that and we'll go over that. When we're at the top of 8, mezzo forte, crescendo through the phrase, and this comes before the beat, but it's short. But forte, definitive, I will. And then the guys will say, I will. We go back and forth. Watch the rest at 53. And this lovely mess here, we will go over several times. Be careful. Do some work here. You can sneak a breath in here at measure 53 after the first I will, because the next phrase really has to carry through measure 56. So I put no breath with that dotted line all the way across it. Here's a forever. Be careful. Make sure that the note moves somewhere on beat 1. Cut off on beat 2. Love comes before the beat. Here's another together. Be careful that it's moving. And we cut off on beat 1. Mezzo forte at the top. No breath. I'll say it again. Sneak a breath. And then when we get to 62, big accents. I need you now, hand. Okay, I'll let you know if that one is going to sit right with me or not. But make it a capital Y. So I need you versus I need you. Okay, we want a capital Y on that. And be careful. Another capital Y. I'll need you versus I'll need you. Okay, no breath, accent, and head all the way to 64 before you end short with the word stop. Next phrase at the bottom, measure 65 carries over, no breath, to stop. Mezzo forte, top of the page. Thinking comes before the beat. Watch these rhythms. Here's some accents on the triplets. Look in my heart and let love. And that's forte. Cut it short. Okay, again, a moving note at the end of the phrase here. Be careful of that and hold out. No R. Together all the way through. Put that R on beat 4. All right, the fun section at the bottom. Realize at 72, the first time through, it's alto and bass only. Okay, sopranos and tenors, just look up and smile. Don't be following. You know what's coming. Okay, so alto starts down here on that long note, and down here I'll decide whether we're doing a doom, ba-doom, ba-doom versus dum. Okay, I would prefer the doom all the way through because it sounds more like you're imitating a bass. Okay, we get all the way through to the bottom of page 11. That's your repeat, right at measure 80. So when we do the repeat, everybody sings. So we're adding the tenor and soprano at 72 on the repeat. Everybody continues forte all the way through, and we get down to the end at measure 80, and that is our last rest. Love comes on the second beat. And that one's a little bit longer. I wrote tenuto there so that we don't do it too staccato at the end and we get our point across. Okay, hope we have some fun with this. This is Neil Sedaka's return to the spotlight song from many years ago, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.